tents, 8 men to a tent, scattered far and wide, scattered over a very wide area. There's virtually no facilities, to bore water from the ground and that sort of thing.
Was the river water drinkable if you had water carriers or not?
Not really.
No.
No, pretty risky.
So you mainly depended on bore water?
Yeah.
Was it very brackish?
Very brackish, yes. You couldn't lather with it or anything. Too brackish.
Right. They've said here, I've read that it was quite boring in the Northern Territory. What did you do to occupy your time?
Well, they kept you well occupied. We weren't doing anything. They were pouring the work into you. Preparing you to go over to New Guinea. So we got a lot of hard work went into it, and a lot of long distance stuff and all that sort of thing.
Right.
We had to do an endurance march at the end of it all. We had to walk from 20 more, about midnight at one night, right through to midnight the next night, right through the day, right through the night, crossing rivers, whatever. And we covered 42 miles. Right. If you didn't finish it, you didn't go to New Guinea.
Right, so you really had to be fit.
One water bottle, a pint water bottle, which I put 2 salt tablets in. You couldn't drink it, it was so salty. The sweat rolled out of you that much in the daytime that the white salt marks had come out on the equipment. You had a full equipment, full pack, life and everything. And you stopped every 10 minutes to the hour. And I stopped off a little mineral spring about 3 feet wide, about midday. Put my hand in it, it was really cold water, but murky and muddy, kangaroos, all bird life, everything drank in it or wallowed in it.
Yeah.
I got a mug out and I had a full drink of it. It was cold water. It was the best drink I ever had in my life.
Yeah, I bet it felt like it then.
Oh, it was beautiful. It was cold and revitalised me, I think. It gets so parched, and you couldn't drink the bottle of water you had.
No, was it general to stop every 10 minutes or so to?
Every 10 minutes to the hour.
Yes.
42 miles were covered in about 20 hours.
Yeah. Right, did you have much free time there to do any trench art or that type of thing?
No. Very little free time.
They've got, did you go hunting? But I guess you didn't have the equipment to go hunting either.
No, you wouldn't.
Or the energy.
No. Sometimes you were sent out and just make exist on your own in the bush, just test you out. And you shot a kangaroo or something like that to get something to eat. You had nothing to eat, you went out without anything. And you might be out there for 2 or 3 days, so you'd shoot a kangaroo or something like that.
So it was
but we didn't go hunting as such.
As a pastime, no. So it was virtually training for self-survival.
I was training all the time.
Yeah. What were your officers like up there?
Officers were never very popular. But we had a couple of good ones. They were quite okay, but generally speaking, officers weren't the most popular people at the best of times. But one we got on particularly well, was a very good officer. He went blind eventually, but generally speaking, they didn't worry you too much. But they did hound you a bit at the same time.
What was his age at that time?
How old were you when you were up there?
Gosh, about 22.
Yeah, and was the 2nd 8th the only battalion up there, or was there a mixture?
No, the entire brigade was up there, the 2nd, 4th, 2nd, 11th, and the other one. 2nd, 11th, 7th, 4th. Oh, the 2nd, 4th from New South Wales, 2nd, 11th from Western Australia, and the 2nd, 8th.
8th, yeah.
They were detached from the division, actually. They formed part of Northern Territory Force.
Right.
They expected the invasion from the Japanese.
And were you expecting any backups to come, or were you it?
Oh no, I wouldn't. There was no backup there. No, we just had to put up with it ourselves and hope that if something started, the backup would come.
Yes, if it was needed.
But a lot of the troops hadn't arrived back from the Middle East at that stage.
No.
It was the early stages.
Yeah. What did your mates think about being stuck out in the bush in the middle of nowhere?
What they think of it?
Yeah.
They were quite used to it. Didn't seem to worry them very much.
Were most of them country boys to start with?
About 50-50.
50.
Yeah.
And how did the city slickers cope?
Better than the country boys, we reckon.
They thought it was a bit of a novelty.
Oh yeah, well the country boys like to think they were, you know, all used to this sort of stuff.
And what sort of things did you think about when you were trying to pass the time up there?
Home.
Home? With a capital letter. I hear that there was a lot of training, drill and time spent in the range in the Northern Territory. What do you remember about this? About training and drill and time spent up there?
It wasn't so much drilling, it was an awful lot of manoeuvring and training and stuff like that. We were pretty well trained at that stage.
Yes.
So it was just a case of workload into you to get you ready for New Guinea.
How long had you been in the Middle East before that?
A couple of years.
So you were pretty well bonded as a group by then? Yeah. Did you have any Bren gun carriers attached to your battalion in the territory? And if so, what did you think about those?
Don't talk about the Bren gun. I was one. The worst thing I ever did was to get onto that. They weighed about 22 pounds against the 10 pound of a rifle, plus about 300 rounds of ammunition. They were very heavy stuff to load around.
Right.
I also had a thing called an elephant gun. It was had a barrel about 6 feet long. It fired a 2-inch shell, the whole thing, and it had a kick like a mule. But it took 2 men to carry it. One was carrying the rifle, the other around. But they abandoned that after a while. It was an anti-tank weapon, really. It was a heavy-loaded thing, but no, I didn't relish the Browne gun and stuff at all.
No.
I'm glad I got rid of it.
Right. Did you have to go on many route marches while you were up there? Plenty of them. Right. And what sort of uniforms did they give you up there?
Oh, we just shorts and shirt. That was all. Same as we'd had in the Middle East.
So winter didn't make any difference? No.
The winter wasn't cold actually. Wet, but not cold.
Not cold.
Mosquitoes are an absolute menace, you know.
Yeah. Did many get malaria up there?
No, it wasn't so much malaria. You got dengue fever. Didn't get much malaria there. Most of the malaria was over in New Guinea.
Right, and how did your boots survive up there in the wet? Your boots?
Oh, look, if you took a small size, you'd have blistered feet every day. The best advice I ever got was I joined the army. A chap told me, he said, look, take 8, get a 9.5 and you'll never have any trouble with your feet. I never did.
Because you had the circulation.
Yeah, you've got about 4 or 5 miles, your feet swell. Blistered feet, blistered heels, blistered toes, can hardly walk. If they got the larger size, wouldn't have had any trouble. I never had a foot trouble in my life.
No, so tinea wasn't an issue up there?
Oh, it was to a large extent, but never worried me. No. They used to dip their feet in Condish crystal.
Yeah. So it was a sound piece of advice you took heed of.
The best thing, a bit of advice I ever got. I thought he was a ratbag telling me that. He was right.
He'd learnt from experience.
He'd been 25 years in it.
Were there any luxury items up there, like gramophones and that sort of thing?
Not a thing.
Not a thing?
No.
So how did you fill in the evening hours?
Just go to bed. Just get on you made your bamboo bed out of bamboo sticks and you lay on that. There's nothing else you could do. Get away from mosquitoes, out of mosquito net. Just to get under that and stay there.
Right. Was brill cream used a lot in the battalion?
Was
brill cream?
No.
No. And how were the cleaning and washing facilities like?
virtually on a kerosene tin.
So you had fires, you could heat up hot water, or was it all cold water?
No, you lit your own fire.
Right.
Put on the kerosene tin. Same with a shower. If you want a warm shower, you carried a kerosene tin down, tipped it in the thing above, and
pulled the
get
rug.
somebody to tip it on you every now and again.
Was the beer plentiful? Did they give you supplies, or
Didn't see any.
no beer? What about cigarettes?
A limited amount of cigarettes you could get, but you relied on getting them from home more than anything else.
Yeah, so they weren't an issue? No. Did you have any other units camped nearby?
No,
Or any US personnel?
No, they were well away from us. Probably 2 or 3 mile away from us.
Right. Were the US troops up there too? No.
US Tomahawk fighter pilots are up there.
Right.
But no American personnel.
Right. Now they've changed tack here on the questions. Did you go to Crete at all? Did you end up in Crete?
In
Crete?
Oh, yeah.
Overseas?
Yeah. No, I didn't go to Crete.
No. And did you see any Japanese aircraft or witness any bombing?
69 raids right when I was up there.
Oh.
There were plenty of aircraft, plenty of bombers, plenty of Zero fighters, and there was plenty of fighters on the ground, American fighters. They were in bays off the main road, camouflaged from the air, but they were Kitty Hawk fighters, and they used to engage the Japanese.
Right. Were the raids daily, or would they have a burst and then come back?
Night time.
Mostly night time.
Full moon. Used to call it the bomber's moon. With great daylight. It lasted about 5 or 6 days. They'd come over in waves every night.
Every night.
Yeah, they attacked mostly the port installations, the oil installations, things like that.
And where were they based that they could have that range to get to Darwin?
Well, I don't know where they flew from, but we used to get the information coming from Time All that they were on their way. I don't know what base they came from. They probably came from New Guinea.
Right. Did you or anyone else take photos of your time up in the Territory?
Oh, I took a lot of photos in the Territory, yeah.
Have you still got them?
Still
got them, right. And did you ever return to the old campsite up in Darwin after you came home? No.
There's a landmark up there where the battalion was, so I've never seen it. I've never been back there since. I don't want to.
Don't need to see it again. Did people grow bananas to plant supplement their diets in the Territory at all?
No, we had a pretty stale diet, you know. It was pretty monotonous sort of stuff. Just the usual stew, if you could call it that, and between the soup and the stew, with very little in it, and mainly rice and prunes, and lucky if you got a prune or anything else. But no, it wasn't much. There's a lot of baked beans and things like that. You know.
So there was no tropical fruit or anything in the area that you could supplement with?
No.
Now, your thoughts on the campsite, do you think it'd be worth preserving? Would the campsite be worth preserving as a historical monument or not?
I doubt it. It's just ordinary landscape, you know. No, I wouldn't think so.
No, not enough there to be of
No, they've just
interest.
got a plaque up there now indicating where they were, but no, it wouldn't be worth preserving.
Yeah. And how would you sum up your time in the Northern Territory?
Monotonous?
One word. Right. Were you issued new equipment and weapons on your return from the Middle East, or did you retain the same equipment that you had overseas?
Exactly the same.
Yeah. So you were responsible for it right through?
Yeah, I had the same rifle from start to finish.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you have any stories you'd like to share about your time in the Territory?
No, not really. There weren't many stories you could tell about the whole thing, you know. I suppose the endurance march was the highlight of the whole thing because it was so difficult. And they used to teach you to swim in the Adelaide River, anyone that couldn't swim, but there's crocodile infested too. And they used to put a kerosene tin on your back. You hope the heck it didn't have a hole in it because it's gone down straight up. They didn't really know the depth of the Adelaide River.
Right.
Yet in you'd go with a kerosene tin on your back and hope the heck you survived on the other side.
Yeah. Did they have anything like boat races or anything to relieve the monotony?
Occasionally they had a bit of a sports meeting sort of thing, but not very often.
No. What would that be? Cricket or footy or?
Oh, mostly just foot running and that sort of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, really didn't amount to much. You know.
No.
No, there wasn't a great deal you could do, really.
No.
Did you have a best mate or?
It's been monotonous generally, you know. It's just solid training most of the time. Manoeuvres for say 3 or 4 days at a time.
Yeah. Did you get any rest days? Or
no.
No, it was just 7 days a week.
Oh, Saturday and Sunday are pretty light going, you know. I wouldn't worry much on a Sunday, but
no.
The rest of the day was pretty much all the same.
Yeah. Did they have chaplains with you up there, or?
A chaplain? Yeah. For both Protestant and Catholic.
Right. Was Doug Christian up there too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he went with the 2nd 8th from.
He seemed to follow them everywhere.
Right. So he was in the Middle East too.
I don't remember him in the Middle East, but I think he was. I can't remember.
Yeah. No, I can't remember. It's a long time since I've read his book.
I can't remember him being over there, but he was with the battalion for quite a long time.
Yes, I know he was definitely in New Guinea with you.
Yeah.
And did you form good friendships up there? Did you have a best mate up there?
Oh, you're with the same section from the time you start in the army till it finishes. You know, you've got the 8 blokes, 10 blokes to your section. You're with them all the time. You got them. It's just like one big family. You know, you knew every one of their family. You knew their kids and the sisters, their brothers. You know, it's just like one big happy family.
Just sharing whatever came.
And I got on very well with the rest of the mob. They were very good, really. You know, we were very lucky that we had a good batch, and they looked after each other pretty well, you know.
Yes. You had a brother in the army too, didn't you?
My twin brother.
Yes. Was he in the 2nd 8th as well?
Yeah.
Right.
Same platoon that I was in.
So he experienced the territory with you?
Yeah. Badly wounded in New Guinea. And finished up coming home on the hospital ship and that sort of thing. But no, he's up there. He wasn't in the same section as I was, but he's in the same platoon.
Right.
But I wouldn't see a great deal of him because we worked as a section. You know.
Yes.
And he was there. He joined up with me. It's the only reason I got in. I hadn't any sight of my eye. I went for the examination, and he went through, got through, and then he took my papers and went through a second time. And that's how I got in.
Yes.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have got in.
No.
He was the cause of me losing the eye, so I thought I'd better do something useful. We never got on particularly well as brothers, even though we're twin brothers.
So you could keep an eye on each other without being in each other's pockets up there.
To a certain extent. I went to his aid when he was wounded to get him out, and I carried him out actually.
Right.
But no, other than that, we pretty much left each other alone, you know. He was with his own section and I was with mine.
Yeah, so you were in the Itapi and Wee-Wack areas?
Yeah. He was wounded on Mount Shibarangu actually.
Okay, well it'd be difficult to get him down from there.
Hard going.
Yes.
The native carriers got him out of there. He got whacked about
2 days, first few weeks.
8 o'clock in the morning.
Sandy's just asking me to do the first couple of questions again, if you don't mind, because of the cameras. When you came back from the Middle East, what was your time like in Strathalbyn?
It was good. The little time we had there was quite good. Not as good as it could have been for those that lived in houses, or billeted in houses. They had sheets and a bed, a shower, and lovely meals. And we were in a wool shed, you know, so although it wasn't too bad. You couldn't complain about it. It was a nice couple of weeks.
Right, and what activities did you perform at Strathalbyn?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
We just filled in the time there till we arranged transport up north.
Was Strathalbyn at that stage a place you could wander around, or?
Oh yeah.
Yes, it was an established township.
Oh yeah.
And what were you told about the territory and the reason for going up there?
Well, it was solely defensive stuff, you know. They were expecting the invasion, which would have come actually. The Japanese battle fleet was in Wewak Harbour. They were getting together an armada of ships, you know, for the landing. They needed about 200 of these ships. And the Battle of the Coral Sea stopped that.
Right.
It just upset the whole plan, and they weren't able to do it.
Were the Japanese on Mushu early in the piece, or was that mainly a prisoner of war area?
It was mainly a prisoner of war area.
So it wasn't involved in the
prisoner of war went on to Mushu.
Yes, yeah.
Just repeat the date and...
Right. This concludes the interview with Dick Browne on the 13th of March 2019.
And from here on, anything you like to say? Anything you remember, or?
To just bring back memories.
Yeah. But,
you know, it wasn't a bad time altogether.
No.
Just one of those things you go through.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a greater appreciation now after having seen a lot of it for myself in New Guinea.
Yeah. Well, you know, after being in the Middle East, it was hot and all that sort. It was a bit of a rest actually. And it readied you for New Guinea. There's a lot of training going on for jungle warfare, which is totally different to the open warfare of the Middle East.
Yes.
Totally different.
Yeah.
So you had to go through a lot of training, you know, to prepare you for that.
Yeah. And was the weather similar in New Guinea to up in Darwin, or not?
The weather in New Guinea was just humid. It seemed to rain every day, and it was hot and humid.
Yes.
Darwin's lovely between June and November, beautiful. But after November to March, a horrible place.
Yes.
Absolute horror.
Yes, we were lucky when we went to New Guinea. There was only, I think, one lot of rain overnight for the week we were there, and it was just perfect weather the whole time.
Yeah. Seemed to rain every day to me.
Yeah, it probably did. But no, we struck it lucky.
You know, there's mud up to your ankles every day of the week. It's just like pulling a leg out of a sticky pond. Really hard going.
Oh, yes. No, we were supposed to go over to Mushu. That was on the itinerary, but all they had to offer us were little tinnies.
At all.
And the tour leader wouldn't put the veterans into them. We had one chap who was 90, and she felt it wasn't worth the risk to be in little open tinnies going across there.